Last Monday of the regular class season. So you made it, right? That's the idea, that's the good thing. I'm going to start by returning some graded assignments. And today is what, the 16th, yes. Eventually I'm going to want to collect your last assignment, that is on harmonic dictations, page 167. I'm going to be collecting that in a few minutes, so if you want to start getting that out, making sure your name is on it and clearing the page out of your book. Why don't you go ahead and tear it out? I don't know if this if I allow you to or if that's just in theory, but maybe that's just in case. I'll take a look.
That's
Okay.
Is filed out.
All right, so I am picking up page 167 as your last your training assignment of the semester. You should have numbers 1 and 2. 1 and 2 completed on that, so. All right, thank you very much, sir. Okay, last call, any more? All right. The good news is no more ear training assignments this semester. I don't even think we have one for next class. I didn't put one in, so. Good, we're good with that. As a reminder, I did see, I think there's about half of you that have sent me your rhythmic quiz video, which is excellent. I haven't looked at them yet, but thank you. For those of you that have not, please remember that that is due today before midnight on campus, if you haven't done that yet. Okay? Good. So let's go ahead and vocally warm up. How about take out your sightseeing books and open up to page 94, and we'll get going today. On page 94, I'd like to sing through melody 632 at the top. This is actually a two-part canon, so after we sing it together once, we'll see if we can divide up into two groups and treat it as a canon. 632, B flat major. I wonder what the people use this room for Friday afternoons or over the weekend. They use it for strings? Okay, because they leave the stands lying around. Nobody in here plays strings. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I'm in that class.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh. Is it Friday afternoon or is it?
It's Sunday at 6.
Oh, it's Sunday.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right, we're going to sing Big Flat Major Scale. Here we go. Ready? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, 632. We're in triple meter and we start on beat 3. Start on do, and it looks like we are going to hand sign this one. Okay, let me give us 2 beats, and we'll just sing it all together as written. How about a tempo of 1, 2. Do, mi, sol, mi, sol, do, la, ti, do, mi, are you guys ready to divide up and sing it as a canon already, or do you think we need to do it again? Doesn't matter to you guys, does it? Okay, let's just go ahead and divide up then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With me, there is 11. So we'll have to have 5 to a group. Let's have this group over here be the leaders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dusty and everyone that way. You can be the leaders. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to sing through it as written. Then I'd like you to go back to the beginning and sing until you get to the first note of the second line. And I want you to stop on the first note of the second line, that B flat, that do. Okay? Everybody from Kylie over this way, I'd like you to just sing it once as written. And I'll try to give you a cue when you enter. You guys actually don't enter at the very beginning until these guys are almost done. Okay, so you guys are going to do the first line by yourselves. Let's see how this one goes. Okay, I'm going to start over here. How about a tempo of 1, 2. Do, mi, sol, mi, sol, do, la, ti, do, do, mi, sol, do, Nicely done, guys. It's not easy to sing harmony at 8 whatever in the morning, so I appreciate it. By the way, Aural Skills 4, I think it's 11. That's a lot better than 8 a.m., isn't it, right? Okay. Yeah, nobody better relate to that one, right? Okay, I've got some last minute housekeeping business to do. We got Riley and Tristan singing today. And the 2 I'd like to hear for today are both in minor. Those are 634 and 635. I do have your names in the bag if you want me to see who gets which one. Which
I'll
one?
take 634.
34. Okay, Riley, would 635 be all right with you? All right, so let's go to 634 right there on page 94. And Tristan, what key are you in?
A minor.
Yeah, A minor. Okay. No flats, no sharps. It'd be nice if the voice, I don't know, knew that there were no flats, no sharps. It'd be a little easier than if there were tons of flats and tons of sharps. But the voice doesn't really care. So, all right, I'm going to have you sing, if you can, a harmonic minor scale. So starting on that do right there, if you would, please. Okay. sure. Me, re, do. I think I got your name one time. Yeah, that sounds a little better there, I think. Okay, and what syllable do you start on?
So,
That's right, can you find sol? Okay.
so,
And yours looks like it's hand signs. Okay, you want to say, make sure you want to say may. Yeah. Okay, let's try it from the beginning one more time. So, good. Okay, it sounded like the pitches were a little bit all over the place, especially in the second line. Make sure also in the second line, in the first measure, you got to say lay and keep it minor rather than la. Okay? And then I think it got pretty high. I think it got pretty high at the end. You gotta go way up there to this one. Okay, let's go on to, Riley's gonna take 635. And what key are you in, Riley?
F minor.
Yes, and can I hear a melodic minor scale? You prefer a low F or a high F?
Probably high.
Higher? Okay.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, te, re, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Okay, looks like you start on do and you have conducting to do.
Do, do, mi, re, ti, do, 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 mi, re, ti, do, do, mi, sol, 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 re, do, re, sol, la, ti, do, re, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, mi, re, sol, re, do, sol, re, do.
Okay, the pitch sounds really good. I'm wondering if early on in the second line, if you didn't sing quite enough of those sols there, and so you got a little bit off on your conducting through the middle line. Yeah, I'm wondering, so you gotta sing how many of those sols at the beginning of the second line? 5? Sol, 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 re, re, re. I have a feeling you may have shortened yourself or shortchanged yourself one, and that got you a little bit off on your conducting. All right, but the pitch sounds good. Thank you. All right, no more, look at that, no more quizzing from the bag. Yay. We'll resume that back in 2021, probably. We need to take a look at one more melody that's assigned for next time. You don't have any ear training assignment for next class, but you do have a batch of 4 more melodies. And I know 1 or 2 of these is going to be on the final exam, which, of course, I will be giving you the prepared melodies and rhythms for next class. I'll get you all that stuff next class, because you have 1 more batch of melodies to practice and learn for Wednesday. So, on the bottom of page 94 especially, I'd like to go through 636. I'm 99.9% sure this is one of the ones I select among others for the sight singing final exam. So 636 is in what key, anyone?
G minor.
Yeah, G minor, And we're going to, if you don't mind, we're going to ignore the repeat at the end of the first line. We're just going to ignore that, because I think 3 lines is enough music without doing the repeat. So, and by the way, before I go to the piano, how many different types or accidentals do you see? Just 1, right? So which form of the minor scale would be good to sing for this one?
Harmonic.
Harmonic, that's right, harmonic minor. Which is lowered 6th or lay, raised 7th or T, both going up and down. Now I have a feeling somebody was in here and tuned the piano.
Yes.
Last week.
Yep.
That's really good. All right, harmonic minor, starting on a G, and here we go. Do, re, fa, sol, re, ti, do, ti, re, sol, fa, me, re, do. Do, re, sol, me, do. Good. Now you can think of, find your pitch sol, that's the first note. And we'll sight read this one together using hand signs. And I hope I'll remember, I'd like to just, again, skip that repeat at the end of the first line and keep on going. Okay. First 2 notes. Sol, do. Here we go, let's start on B4. 1, 2, 3. Sol, do, ti, do, re, do, sol, re, do. Go on. Sol, re, do, re, sol, 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 do, ti, do, re, we'll do it one more time before we leave this book for today. The main measure, I think one of the most important measures that I'm concerned about, first full measure in the second line. You got the high sol going down to that leap of re. If you don't get that re right, the may in the next measure is going to be it's just going to be not good. Okay, so you got to remember to hear sol, re, so you can go up a half step to re, do, and you keep that all nice and tuned. Let me check our pitch and we'll sing through it one more time. I think our pitch is fine. Yep. Okay, one more time, and then we'll move on to something else. 3 beats will come in on beat 4. 1, 2, 3. So, do, ti, do, re, do, so, Good. That is a workout in and of itself. Okay, I'm going to trust that you can look at and learn 37, 638, and 639 on your own. 638, I would like you to sing that as written. I know there are a couple endings and a repeat in the second line, but it's really brief what is repeated. So you can just practice that as it's written. Observe the repeat and the endings, etc. Okay, we'll move on from here. Most of you, many of you have choir concert this evening, is that right?
Yeah.
Are you going over to the church to practice today?
Yes.
You are, okay. Yeah. Do you not, oh, are you in choir?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I didn't remember that we went to the church to
It's
practice.
okay, Colson, you drive your writing me too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, so you got it right anyways, okay.
I already put you on my list.
Yeah, I wish I could be there tonight, but no one's going to be there except for you all.
Are you on live stream?
If you.
Yeah, you know why I should, yeah. Mhm.
I'm going
Okay.
to do my-
The next thing I'd like to do is I'd like to
I'm
practice
reading my class.
some real music for the rest of the class. And for this, as you know, you just need a piece of scratch paper. And I'm going to try to pick some, I've tried to pick some examples here that you haven't heard before. And so I'm going to ask you to, on your scratch paper, to fill out a number of Roman numerals to identify by ear. And I think the first one that I'm doing, I'll set you up, but I got to ask you if I've done this one in class before. I looked at my notes and I don't remember, but it seems very familiar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, the first one I've got is in G major with 6 Roman numerals to identify. Although I better just start this just a little bit to see if I have done this. I don't have it in my notes, but yet it sounds very familiar to me, so I don't know if I get it with you or not. Let's try this one. Did I do this one with you already?
I don't think so.
No? Okay. All right, then we'll start there. That was a good sound check anyways. Okay, what's the main chord that we're listening for, obviously? 2. And in major keys, it can be in root position or in first inversion. Let me go ahead and write this up really quick. One of the last times I'll do that. This we're in major. Ti, do. And so we have the options for 1 here. Root position 2 is possible in major keys because it's a minor chord. 1, 6. Possible here 4 and 2, 6. And 1, 6, 4 and 5. And 4, 6 and 5, 6 and 1. Okay. So that is the harmonic palette of chords to choose from. I am not telling you otherwise for the beginning or the end. I've got my notes, I'd like to play this for you 4 times. We'll see if that's sufficient. Take this back to the beginning of the track. Okay, from the beginning. Let's hear the whole thing again. There are 2 predominant chords right in the middle, and there's just a slight little differentiation between them. Hearing number 3. So the second to the last chord is repeated, but I didn't give you an extra line for it. It's just one of the same chords around. Based on those 4 hearings, would anyone like to hear it again? Yeah? Okay. Let's do it one more time, and then we'll take a look at the answer. My computer's being finicky. Try it one more time here. This is what you should have heard in the bass. Okay. Now, 2 fas in the bass in the middle. They happen to not be exactly the same chord. I think we've talked about this before. Which one out of these 2 would you expect to come first? The 4. The 4 comes first, and it does correctly so in this one. Then it goes to 2-6. 2-6 is stronger predominant than 4. Okay? So I would have it like this in your answer. Nothing surprising or out of the ordinary for the first or the last chord. If you heard me in the bass, which I think it was actually pretty audible in that recording, to me was. Then you should have gotten hopefully 1/6 for this one. And what would you guess this chord is here? 5. If you put 5/7, that's totally fine. I think it might have actually been 5/7, but who's counting, right? So let me play this one again, now that you can see what the harmony is, and see if you can focus on the bass line, especially to someone with the last name of Cruft. So that's who is the composer of that one. Okay. Again, I try to find ones that are relatively clear for the exam. I think this one is pretty clear. I think if you can hear this and do this one, you should be able to do some of the ones. I think there's a couple on the exam. Yes.
Okay, so I'm stuck with the 4 and 2. Is there like a way, like in the recording, that was like corrected?
Yeah, so for the recording, really, the only way you're going to hear a difference, I think, is going to be in the arpeggiation of the left hand. And that's really, that gets really nitpicky. It's very detailed. Let's see if we can pick that out. It's a major chord. Yeah, so I heard it. I heard that in the left hand. It's tough. I mean, you're basically having. That's the only difference, right? Because they have the same bass note. Yeah. I was going to say, generally speaking, if I have separate blanks, although this isn't true all the time, generally speaking, if I have separate blanks, that means they're separate chords. And so you should know that the 4 is a slightly weaker predominant. That comes first, and then the 2/6. But I know sometimes if there's a lot of repeated chords, I sometimes give you a lot of blanks for a lot of repeated chords, so that's not necessarily true the whole time either. Yeah, just know that on the exam 2 that you're going to have some kind of 2 chord. If the key of the example is minor, you know there's going to be a 2 diminished 6 in there somewhere. If the key of the example is major like this, you know there's either going to be a 2/6 or there could be a root position 2. But this one would hopefully be a little bit clearer than this one, because if you hear re in the bass, there's only one possible chord it could be, and that is the root position supertone, the root position 2 chord. Yeah, this is a little tricky. I think you just have to hear that slight difference in the left-hand arpeggiation to distinguish between those 2 chords. Let's try another one. This one, I believe, is also in a major key. I don't know if I have it written down. I don't. I'll just have to use the key. So also on your scratch paper, let's go to the key of B major. And this one has 8 chords. 8 chords to identify. So I'll be playing this one probably at least 5 times for you rather than just 4. This one might be a little bit louder, so I'm going to turn it down. Okay, hold on a second now. 24. more period practice performance. We've got a male singer who's singing mostly falsetto here. This is from the Baroque period. I can tell you this is a passage from Bach, from one of his cantatas. And yeah, and the chords, even though it doesn't seem like it goes very fast, the chords, they don't linger very often or very long. They just keep on kind of moving. So let's hear this one again. I want to get a B on the P. This one's harder than the last one. Yeah.
Did you tell us otherwise, or?
No, I did not tell you otherwise. Let's hear it again. I think this is hearing number 4. Is that right? Does that sound right to you guys? Well, how are we doing? Are we getting anything? Hopefully you got this chord. Hopefully you got that chord. All right, let's listen to it one more time, and then let me put up on the board what the bass notes are and see if that matches at all with what you got. Any idea what the bass note was for this second chord? Yeah, it is fa. Very good. And then how about Ray? Yeah, very good. And then this one? T. And T in the outer voice has to go to. And then it went down to. Yeah, very good. La. And then it went T. Wow. I'm impressed. So, what were the Roman numerals then? Well, we have one here. This one I would probably give full credit for either 4, or 2, 6. What I have for this one is a 4. But I would probably give, because it's very hard to tell, I would probably give full credit for either 4 or 2, 6. This one has to be, if you got right in the base, it has to be 2. T has to be 5, 6, 1. Law has to be 4, 6, 5, 6, 1. I know this one's more difficult. I think I like to use this one because it has a wide variety of harmonies in it, ones that we have been dealing with. I'm going to play it again, and I'll hopefully be able to sing the bass so you can hear where it is if you missed it any of the previous times. Isn't that weird? Can we all, let me play it again. Can we all sing that sign of note? I start with a high note so I can start going down. If I start too low, then I'm going to run out of space and I can't reach the notes. But let's do it all together. Oh, maybe I should, I know we got 5 more minutes. Maybe I should just do one more quick one, which I think is a little bit easier. So we can end on a positive note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just curious, maybe we won't have time to listen to this next one, all the total amount of times that I'd like to, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this one's back in the key of D. And I'm not telling you otherwise. And I wonder if this one will be a little bit easier to decipher. Since I got it, there's a lot of extra examples here. This is a song by Schubert. And you already should know this. We just keep playing it so we don't get distracted by the marimba. First impression, is this one easier to hear than the other one? Oh, this one I probably could have put on the test. I bet. Probably could have put this one on the test. Gosh, I sure hope it's not on the test. You already know what it is. I don't think it's on the test. All right, let's listen to it one more time, and then we'll go over the answer, as usual. Oops. hurt anybody's. So the first three chords were your standard 1-5-1. What is this one going to be? 2-6, 2-6, 2-6, right? Now, what do you think? What are you thinking here? They are slightly different chords.
1-6-4.
Good. Prudential 6-4. 1. Play it one last time. Now that you can hear it and you can see the chords. Flows like iron. Very smooth. Okay, that's all the time we're going to have for today. The majority of you know that there is no theory next hour, so you can go and use this extra hour in your day for whatever, whether it's taking a nap, whether it's getting some other homework for other class done, whatever. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for theory. Please bring your final exam review with you on Wednesday. Okay? Thank you.
Colson, are you going to correct things?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll still have to come here. Yes.